things that emerges from the thick intelligence file we have on Iraq's biological weapons is the existence of mobile production facilities used to make biological agents. Let me take you inside that intelligence file and share with you what we know from eyewitness accounts. We have first-hand descriptions of biological weapons factories on wheels and on rails. The trucks and train cars are easily moved and are designed to evade detection by inspectors. In a matter of months, they can produce a quantity of biological poison equal to the entire amount that Iraq claimed to have produced in the years prior to the Gulf War. Saddam Hussein's intentions have never changed. He is not developing the missiles for self-defense. These are missiles that Iraq wants in order to project power, to threaten, and to deliver chemical, biological, and, if we let him, nuclear warheads.
Growing up in the South Bronx and serving in uniform were the same values that Joe Biden's parents instilled in him in Scranton, Pennsylvania. I support Joe Biden for the presidency of the United States because those values still define him, and we need to restore those values to the White House. Our country needs a commander-in-chief who takes care of our troops in the same way he would his own family. For Joe Biden, that doesn't need teaching. It comes from the experience he shares with millions of military families, sending his beloved son off to war and praying to God he would come home safe. Joe Biden will be a president we will all be proud to salute. With Joe Biden in the White House, you will never doubt that he will stand with our friends and stand up to our adversaries, never the other way around. He will trust our diplomats and our intelligence community, not the flattery of dictators and despots. He will make it his job to know when anyone dares to threaten us. He will stand up to our adversaries with strength and experience. They will know he means business. I support Joe Biden because beginning on day one, he will restore Americans' leadership and our moral authority. He'll be a president who knows that America is strongest when, as he has said, we lead both by the power of our example and the example of our power. He will restore America's leadership in the world and restore the alliances we need to address the dangers that threaten our nation, from climate change to nuclear proliferation. Today, we are a country divided, and we have a president doing everything in his power to make it that way and keep us that way. What a difference it will make to have a president who unites us, who restores our strength and our soul. I still believe that in our hearts, we are the same America that brought my parents to our shores, an America that inspires freedom around the world. That's the America Joe Biden will lead as our next president. Thank
you. Do you think
to answer your question, the Republican Party has got to get a grip on itself. Right now, the Republican leaders and members of the Congress, both Senate and the House, are holding back because they're terrified of what will happen to any one of them if they speak out. Will they lose a primary? I don't know why that's such a disaster, but will they lose a primary? And so they need to get a grip. And when they see things that are not right, they need to say something about it. Because our foreign policy is a shambles right now, in my humble judgment. And I see things happening that are hard to understand. A couple of weeks ago, the president put a circle around southeast Alabama saying that it's going to get hit by a hurricane. He put it on top of the meteorological prediction. And the meteorologist said, no. And in my time, in her time, one of us would have gone to the president and said, Mr. President, you screwed up. So we've got to fix it. And we'll put out a correction. You know what they did this time? They ordered the Commerce Department to go out and back up whatever the president missaid. This is not the way the country is supposed to run. And Congress is one of the institutions that should be doing something about this. All parts of Congress. The media has a role to play. We all have a role to play. We got to remember that all of these pieces are part of our government. Executive branch, Congress, Supreme Court, and the Fourth Estate. And we've got to remember what the Constitution started with. It's we the people, not me the president.
Well, I became friends with Colin Powell, who we just lost. Think of our Colin Powell. He's not only a dear friend and a patriot, one of our great military leaders and a man of overwhelming decency. This is a guy born son of immigrants in New York City, raised in Harlem in the South Bronx, graduated from City College in New York. And he rose to the highest ranks not only in the military, but also in areas of foreign policy and statecraft. This is the guy we talk about, who had teachers who looked at this African-American kid and said, you can do anything. So all I want to say to you, really, is don't underestimate.
Hey guys, it's going to be very windy out there, so I thought I would take a moment to just talk with you for a second about Secretary Powell. What an extraordinary public servant, American patriot. I last saw him in July at the dinner. It was a small dinner that the president hosted for Chancellor Angela Merkel. She had breakfast with me that morning at the residence, and Secretary Powell and I had a chance to catch up.
The world lost one of the greatest leaders that we have ever witnessed. Alma lost a great husband, and the family lost a tremendous father.